Are you having trouble keeping your hall closet under control? I've got 3 steps to help you out. When we talk about decluttering, I think it's important to define what we're actually meaning when we say that. When I use the word decluttering, what I'm basically talking about is just making space for what matters. And we all have priorities. You probably have different priorities than I do, but I can guarantee you have things that are important to you. And I'm very confident that you probably also have things in your home that are distracting you from those important things. And so decluttering is just making space for the things that truly matter to you and getting rid of the things that aren't helping you live in alignment with what your purpose actually is. So decluttering is a process, and it's not a one-time fixes everything event. It's a thing that is happening all the time. You're always buying things and bringing things into your home. Whether you buy a lot or a little, you do acquire things. And so it's important to make room for those things and let other things go out of your house. And I don't have too difficult of a time keeping my visible areas decluttered because I see them. But storage spaces are a whole different ballgame. I can close the door and I can forget just how much stuff is hiding behind those doors. And I know it's a problem when I'm afraid to open the closet door because I just don't know what I'm going to find. I'm worried things are going to fall on me. And it just becomes a giant mess. I don't know how to find things. And so today I'm going to be working in this hall closet. And I found that basically when I'm working in a storage space like this, if I can address 3 different things, it really helps me to keep on track and stay motivated. So those things are PRO, purpose, remove, organize. So I asked myself, what is the purpose of this closet? And there's a lot of different areas of the closet. There's a lot of shelves. So it has multiple purposes, but its purpose is to store things. And so I need to be storing things that are actually important to me that I'm going to use, and not just things that are useful but not useful to me. So I'm going to go through each kind of zone and show you what that looks like in my closet. And then I'm going to remove the things that really aren't helping me, things that aren't useful to me, things that might be useful to somebody else. And I don't want to deny someone the benefit of using that item if I'm not going to be using it. So I'll take out what I don't need, and then I'll organize what's left of it. And that doesn't mean that I have a bunch of pretty containers and it's going to all look perfect. That's not real life. I'm just going to organize it in a way that works for us, probably just using containers that I already have in my house. So it may not look like perfection by the time it's done, but it's going to work a lot better for us. And that's the goal here. One thing that I want to also address is that I'm not going to pull everything out of this closet. That's been a big mistake that I've made in the past. I would think I'm going to clean out this closet and I would empty everything out, and it would all be spread out on my kitchen table, in my living room, just anywhere I can find space, because it's deceptive how much stuff you can pack into a closet. So I'd take it all out thinking I have to see it all in front of me to know what I keep and what I get rid of. And it's a huge mess. And my husband would walk in and just have this kind of panic-stricken look on his face, like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, no, don't worry. It's okay. It has to get worse before it gets better. You know, it actually doesn't. It doesn't have to get worse before it gets better. You can work a little bit at a time, one zone at a time, and make it better than when you started. And if something happens, you need to go help a kid who got hurt, or you need to run to the store for something, you can close the door, walk away, and you haven't made a huge mess. And then you can return to it when you have time to. Because like I said, decluttering is an ongoing process. It's not just a one-time, I did it, now I'm done event. So I'm going to open up this closet and I'm going to get to work, and I'll share with you what I'm doing along the way. So you can see there's a lot of stuff in this closet. It's really big, which is helpful to have storage space, because we have lived in houses that didn't have much storage and it was a challenge. But having storage space is also a challenge because it almost encourages you to keep more things than you need to keep. A closet like this, it's so big and it doesn't really have any clearly defined areas. But over time, I have zoned it off a little bit. And so I have a linen zone, I have a homeschool and craft zone, I have medicine and personal care kind of area, and then I've got games and puzzles in here. And the top and bottom just sort of hold random things that I either don't need to access often, or things that are heavy and I don't want to store up high. Those go on the bottom. So it is helpful to have a big storage area, but also a challenge to stay on top of it. When you have a space like this that holds so much stuff and different kinds of things, it can be hard to know where to start. But I think the best way to do it is to start with the area that you think is going to go the easiest for you, the area that's going to give you the least amount of decision fatigue, that you can just work through it quickly and not feel tired by the end of it. And so for me, that's going to be this puzzle area behind me. We don't have a lot of puzzles, but I think that should help. And I'm going to work through here and just ask myself those questions that I talked about earlier, the PRO. What's the purpose? Remove and organize. So the purpose obviously is having puzzles for us to use, and mostly it's kids puzzles. There are some harder, like 1,000-piece puzzles in here. I think I'm going to get rid of most, if not all of those, because we've already done them and I don't want to do them again. But the kids puzzles, they do them frequently. So I'll hang on to most of those. This is a bucket of paint that shouldn't be down here. I'm taking it out and I'll move it back to the craft zone when I get up there. An empty bin. So these 3 puzzles are all going to go, and then I'll organize the kid stuff that's left. Clearly this box has seen better days, so I should come up with a better way to store that, but for now it's good enough. This whole section of games looks like a giant game of tumbling tower, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Most of this stuff I don't think we're getting rid of. We're keeping. This thing needs new batteries. If you play these games, just gets messy, you know? When you stack them in a way that is easy to store, that's not always the order that things get taken out in, and so then they get shoved back, and it just has to be tidied up. Let me know what your favorite games are to play as a family, or you personally, if you like different games than your family actually likes. I really like Scrabble. I grew up playing that a lot with my mom, but I don't play it very often. And we have some of the classic kid games that are kind of mind-numbing to play, but they're really good for building certain skills when the kids are younger. And then games like Codenames and Telestrations, those are always a lot of fun to play as a family. And Carcassonne is great. Tumbling Tower gets a lot of action because the kids like to just use them for blocks to build castles. We have a basket in the living room for games that are sort of oddly shaped or just card games, kind of things that are small and get lost in the closet easily. So this is supposed to be in there. I'm going to go put it back where it belongs. This little medicine zone over here is going to be a bit of a challenge. Obviously I have drawers to store things, and so there's a lot of stuff hiding in there. So this might take me some time, but I'll see what I can accomplish in here, and hopefully the drawers will just open and close easier by the time I take a few things out. I got these stacking plastic drawers from Walmart years ago, and they've been really helpful to keep our medicine and Band-Aids and all this personal care kind of stuff organized. But they just get so full and hard to find things. And so I just need to clean them out. Probably get rid of a few things. You know, you go to the dentist and they give you free dental stuff, but you don't even like it and you just shove it away because why wouldn't you? You got something for free. Yeah, you don't need to keep those things if you don't like them. So I'm just gonna empty these out one at a time, and hopefully they'll close when I'm done. This bottom bin is just for first aid stuff. Band-Aids, Polysporin, I don't know what else is in here, gauze. You know, another thing about getting free stuff, so my husband was in the hospital in 2020. When they send you home, any kind of medical supplies that are in your room when you check out, they're like, take that with you if you want, because we're gonna just throw it in the garbage when you leave. So you're like, oh yeah, thanks, free stuff. You come home with non-woven sponges, and you know, these may have been useful to us 3 years ago. I don't think we need them anymore. I don't know what to do with them. And these ones, actually, we went to a medical supply store and paid decent money for these because he needed these gauzes for incisions and stuff that he had. But really, I don't need to keep these any longer. I need a garbage can. If you want to know what you should have in your medicine cabinet when you have a lot of kids, or even one kid, steri strips, they come in handy so often for little cuts. It's so much easier to hold a wound together with these than trying to use a Band-Aid. When you have a finger injury that needs a splint and you keep it, just in case you might have another finger injury that needs splinting, yeah, this is going in the garbage. Another helpful tip I have for you, if you have kids, is to have Polysporin with pain relief. It has lidocaine in it, and so it helps numb the skin. It helps them get over their issues so much quicker. My doctor recommended it to me actually to put on their skin before they come in for an immunization, but it's super helpful. Anytime they have a cut, I put this thing on and it helps so fast. So we can actually close the drawer now. Okay, I'm moving on to this toiletries drawer, and it's so full I can't even open it. So that's really helpful. This is in here because we use it for Halloween makeup. And you know you live in Canada when you have a stockpile of lip balm to get you through the dry winters. I'm trying to put the most important stuff in first. Things I know we're going to use. So obviously, toothpaste, razors, lip balm, like this stuff can stay. And then the things that don't need to stay will make themselves evident by the time I get to the end. This is a container of my homemade deodorant, and I don't need to keep it in here. It takes up a lot of space. So I'm going to move that to my bathroom. Our whole family is really sensitive to fragrances and scents, and so I started making my own deodorant years ago because I couldn't find deodorant that wasn't smelly. I mean, don't you put deodorant on so that you don't smell? And yet most of the deodorants out there actually make you stink. So anyway, I started making my own. It just has coconut oil, baking soda, and cornstarch in it, and it works really well. I have no complaints, and I never have to run to the store when I run out. I just make my own. These are so awkward. I feel like I should maybe move them to the bathrooms. My husband and I and our two oldest boys use this Sonic Care toothbrush, and so maybe I should just put the extras in the bathrooms because that's where they're going to be needed anyway, and then I don't have to store it in here. It closes. Now on to the kids care, kids medicine stuff. So this kids care drawer has a lot of medicine in it, and I don't know about you, but where we are, kids Advil was scarce for a while this year, and then we kind of stocked up when we could find it again. And it got to the point, oh man, my husband brought home another bottle of the liquid one. I'm like, you know, we have a lot now, don't you? Yeah, we're stocked for a while. Yeah, here's another Costco pack. So if you need Advil for your kids and you can't find it, I can hook you up. This one is wildly expired and not very effective, so we'll get rid of that. This is medication notes that can go away. I think I can check this baby snot sucker. You try these for your babies. Super effective for clearing noses. Well, that's French. When they're sick with a cold. They hate it, but it really helps them to be able to eat. However, I don't have a baby anymore, and I can't see myself needing to use it, and it's the kind of thing that who would want to have that secondhand? It's really gross. And then these are saline bottles for that too. Again, I don't know. I'm just going to check this stuff. Why do I keep these things? I don't know. Do you keep stupid things like urine sample bottles? It's going away. Tylenol syringes. I mean, two ought to do. Baby teething gel, also essential, but I don't have a baby. Baby nail clippers. this lanolin for cracked nipples. Man, this stuff is so good on any cracked skin. If you have a kid who licks their lips and you get all chapped and raw and red around their lips, put this on at night. It is such a miracle worker. So that's why I still have this. And now I can pile all the Advil in. Guess we should probably be down here. Anything else hiding over here? Okay. Oh, right here. Benadryl. I used to just have these labeled with a little sticker from my label maker. It's not pretty, but it got the job done. But the one thing that we were always looking for in these drawers and we could never find was our thermometer. We could never remember which category bin is that thing in. And so I wanted to have a graphic of a thermometer so that when we're trying to find the thermometer, we can find it easily. So that's why I have these labels on here. So we're moving on to that thermometer drawer. And medical, whatever that means. It means thermometer. Laxative. Lovely. Various thermometer ear covers. Towels. These Braun Thermoscan ear thermometers are so helpful with little kids. I got mine at Costco. It's super affordable and they often will put it on sale. One of our COVID test boxes had an extra nasal swab. Why would I save that? This is embarrassing. Tylenol. And also the solution that you mix the swab in might be useful, right? Oh my goodness. See, I'm very unemotional with my stuff, and yet I keep the most random garbage. Okay, so the drawers are done. I just need to clean off the top here and the side, and then this whole medical area is taken care of. I'm gonna tuck this laxative stuff in here. I have this bin on the side. Oh boy, I can't get it out. I didn't move some stuff. This can go up here for now. Everything it's over. All right. So I have this bin on the side, and this is just bigger stuff that doesn't fit in the drawers. But at least it keeps it all contained. Wow, we have a lot of hand sanitizer. Coconut oil. Glasses cleaner, empty bottle. So useful. Actually, I think Clay wanted a little spray bottle. You see, guys, it does pay to keep useful things sometimes. The sun is something we're not seeing much of these days, so this sunscreen can go to the back. So much glasses cleaner. It's oily. Oh, this is a bag full of old pairs of glasses that I've been accumulating. Anytime somebody in the house gets a new pair of glasses, the old ones go in here. I know that our optometrist's office will take them, and I don't know what they do with them, recycle them or something. So I've been meaning to drop this off there, but I just haven't done it. So it's coming out of the closet now, and I'll make sure that I get rid of them. The stuff was supposed to stop your glasses from fogging up when you were wearing a mask. Garbage, didn't work at all, so I'm just chucking it. I think these glasses cloths just need to be washed, but I'm just gonna stick them in here. I should get my daughter to go through this nail polish box and throw away the ones she doesn't like because it's really full. So my medical zone is done. All of my big bottles are in here, and then my drawers, that I can actually open and close these. Like, this is great. So I'm gonna take a break right now. It's lunchtime, and like I said, I didn't pull everything out, so I didn't make a giant mess. I can close these doors and come back to this when I have an opportunity to do so. So after lunch, I'm gonna come back. Okay, lunch is over. Time to get back to work. So I'm gonna work over here on the homeschooling stuff. It's kind of taking up 2 shelves, and this is all stuff that we don't use very often. The homeschool supplies that we use frequently are in our living room, but this is all stuff that we don't need to access very often. So I just probably can get rid of some of it, and the rest of it needs to be organized. In addition to homeschool stuff, I have craft stuff here, and I am not a crafty person, but my husband got me a Cricut for Christmas a few years ago, so I dabble, but I'm not a frequent crafter, so I have a few supplies for different things that I've made with that here. I don't understand. This bag has a perler bead Mario, a Hot Wheels car, and an egg filled with putty. Why is it here? I really don't know. This is my bin of paint, and in this drawer I have watercolor paint, but then it says all of our acrylic paints and brushes. Currently doesn't have a spot. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get it up into this shelf, so we'll wait and see if I can clear enough room for that. Okay, this stuff's going to the thrift store. So many perler beads, and I don't know what to do with this stuff. I feel like the little kids are too young for it right now. This is origami paper in here. Yeah, I should get rid of this. Plaster of Paris. Oh, there's so much stuff that I don't want in here. I should get rid of all of this. Yep. I'll be back. I'm gonna go put this stuff in the donate box. Okay, so I emptied this entire bin, which is really awesome because now I can use it to store all these school supplies that are just standing here. I think they should fit. And these are parts of our reading curriculum that I'm done with my 11-year-old, but I'm sure I'm going to use with my 5-year-old, so I need to keep them around. There's so much cutting and organizing involved with this curriculum, and so it's definitely something I don't want to have to do again. So I'm saving that. That's level 3. Okay. This bin is awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll put these bins here, and then logic. It's heavy. And I have a ton of stuff here that's old that I can get rid of. Our school division requires that we hang on to school materials, I think, for 2 years. But I have kids in high school. They've been in school for 1.5 years, so actually these are older even than the last year they were home, definitely. So I can get rid of this stuff. They are not sentimental, and I am not very sentimental. I mean, if I wanted to see something that my kids wrote when they were younger, I don't think that I would want to revisit a school book. I'd rather find a sweet little handwritten note that they gave me on Mother's Day or something. Those are the kinds of things I keep, but school books, I don't care. They go into recycling. I have one child who would rather doodle than do math. In the past, with my homeschooling, I have gotten really excited about certain styles of learning and bought way too much material. And then it just sits around. So I read a book about Charlotte Mason, and I thought, I'm going to be a Charlotte Mason homeschooler. So we're going to do picture study all the time. And I ordered these Simply Charlotte Mason picture study packages. I think I have there's more hiding back here. Probably have 7 or 8 of them, and I only ever used 1 or 2. So if you want Charlotte Mason picture study, I can hook you up. And I did pay a decent chunk of money for them, so I think I'm going to try to sell those on a Facebook group or something, Generally, when I'm decluttering, I don't sell things unless they're worth at least $50. It's just not worth my time to deal with people, the hassle of arranging for someone to come pick up and then they don't show up when they say they're going to, and it's just not worth it unless I'm making an okay amount of money off of it. So a lot of the things that I'm getting rid of, they're just going to the thrift store. And then if it's worth more than $50, like these picture study kits, they would be worth more than that. Not individually, but collectively, it would probably be worth my time to try to sell them. So I probably will do that. And this is all going in the recycling. Oh yes, this glue gun needs a home. And if I can fit it in here. These are new. They can go on his side. I bought this mat set from Costco, geometry set, thinking surely now that my kids are in high school, they're probably going to need a geometry set. I should buy it while I can find it cheap. And it's still in the package. We haven't needed it at all. I don't know if I should get rid of it. But I think I'll hang on to it, just in case. So that covers school. I got rid of basically all of our craft stuff, aside from my little bit of Cricut stuff there. I guess these are like educational games. They fit into that tin nicely. And that's about it. So I can move over to my linens. And this, wow, nice catch. This is the baby toy bin that I saved for friends who come over with babies. And when I was doing my toy decluttering video, now I can make space for that to be in here. I have a lot of random junky towels here, so I think I'm gonna give these to the thrift store. I don't know, they want them for like rags or something. You would think that that's not something people want, but our thrift store is full of very resourceful ladies. I think I'll be appreciated if I donated that. The hot water bottle that I picked up after Christmas that I still need to wash the cover for, so that needs to go in the laundry. Now, we still doing this? Who knows? I'll keep, for the sake of curiosity. I think this is pretty threadbare and ready for the garbage. These are all pillowcases. It's a lot of pillowcases. We don't need them. Now we come to the top, which is a little scary because I have no idea what is up here. Sleeping bags, which we don't need often, but they are needed on occasion. Hygiene products there. Oh, this is good. This is a little wooden train set that the kids really enjoy playing with, but not if it's out all the time. And so I hid it away so they'd forget about it, so that it would be a fun toy to play with again in a little while. Dollar store puzzle that can go in the garbage. Oh yeah. Hey. We've had this since our oldest was 2 years old. He got it for his birthday, I think, when he was 2. And it's really yellow and looks kind of terrible, but this is a really, really awesome alphabet learning game that I have to pull out for the younger 2 kids. Fresh jars of Play-Doh, because Play-Doh is not fun when it gets dry and crumbly. So that was a birthday present. We stocked up on Play-Doh. Maybe I should put it somewhere more accessible. Puzzling mat. I think I'll keep that here, actually. It's an empty box. Oh, this is more logic. And this is the set that I borrowed to my sister. Oh. I'm gonna just keep this in here and label it. It can stay up here. I'm gonna do that right now. So these are all coin collecting supplies, little window things for putting coins in. And then we have binders full of coins. Some of these my kids collected. Some of them were given to them by a friend of ours from church. When he found out my kids were interested in coins, he gave them a bunch of stuff that he'd collected over the years. Some of them might be valuable. Some of them are just fun to look at. But they're all in different binders because my kids wanted to each have their own collection. But I think what I'm going to do, I've really been puzzling over what to do with these. I think I'm going to get a big binder, keep it all in one place, and then we'll just hang on to it. I also have a bag full of pennies, which are useless to us now. We don't use pennies in Canada anymore. And then this is a board game that you play with Play-Doh. We have friends who brought their own game of it over one time, and the kids loved it. And then I found it at the thrift store, but it doesn't get played. So, getting rid of it. And this can go up here. This is looking really good. We're on the home stretch. I only have the floor left to do here. This should go pretty quick. So what do I keep at the bottom of this closet? I have a basket for library books. When I'm done with something and it can go back to the library, I just pop it in here so that I don't forget to take it back. And then when I go to the library, everything's in one place. This basin, I bought it for soaking my feet, and it comes in handy for all kinds of things. I don't know why. I couldn't even tell you what I use it for, but it's really handy to have a big basin to put stuff in. And then, ice cream buckets, also known as puke buckets around here. My kids, if you use an ice cream pail for anything other than catching sickness, they're like, "Wait, that's a puke bucket." So there's that. And then this blanket can go to the top of the closet now. And then I have a bunch of towels down here. These are just my extra cleaning up the house towels. And I had them accessible for potty training my 2-year-old. And then I forgot where they were. There was a puddle the other day. I'm like, I thought I had towels around here. I don't know where they went. Apparently they were hiding at the bottom of the closet. So I should keep these down here, but now at least I know where they are. And then, oh, yeah, this used to be my library bin. And then I got that, and it's easier to carry. So I switched to that. So now I have a green bin here that I don't really need down here. But it can stay for now, I think. And this is from our rock collecting days. A fun little geode that we got to crack open. I don't know, do I keep that? I feel like my 5-year-old's gonna become interested in rocks soon. So I'm gonna see if there's room in there. But I'm fairly certain this library bag is breaking, so that can go in the garbage. This bag should go with my grocery bags. And then this can just hold towels. This at the top. These are music bags. I think I should keep that now. An empty bucket. I don't know if I should keep that. We'll see if any obvious purpose reveals itself. Extension cords. This should be in the basement. The math sets. I guess that came in the side. And so this is my bin of school supplies that I don't need access to frequently. Things like teacher guides for math levels that we're not even currently in, but I know that I won't need them again. And then we have, folios, collection, notebooks, science curriculum. I think there's more rocks in here. We were really big into rocks. Oh, these are cool. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of stuff like that. Not yet. Thankfully, there's actually room to put things in here. It's not bursting at the seams. So, oh, that's more music stuff. I can just easily close this up. Oh, I wonder if I can fit the math set in. Okay. Okay, we did it. I made it. It's done. I've been putting this closet off for months. And over the course of a few hours, I tackled every zone. I check my priorities of what's important for me to keep, what can I get out of here, how can I organize this so that it's easier for us to find what we're looking for. And I feel so much better about this. So I hope that this motivates you to tackle a space in your house that you've been avoiding, because it's not going to take you that much time and it's going to be so much easier for you to find what you're looking for. I hope this motivates you to tackle an area in your house that you've been maybe avoiding because it's a mess and you don't want to think about it and you think it's going to be too hard. It's probably going to be as hard as you think it will be. Well, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that you feel inspired to go clean out some storage area in your house that's been accumulating a little too much garbage. Get it out. You'll feel so much better when you do. Bye.